What's up, everybody? It's Trolling in Paradise, and today is that time of the year once again. Best albums of 2026 so far. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 CDs to show. There is one album on the list I can't show just yet because it's not going to arrive until at least August because I had ordered it off Bandcamp and I had to pre-order it too, which I'll mention real quick in the video as well. Alright, first up is Kreator, Crushers of the World. This came out on January 16th. First album I reviewed this year. This is the 16th album. This is German Thrasher. It's a bit of a return to form for them after the atrocity that was Hey Dude Morales in 2022. Best song on the record is definitely the title track, and also Seven Serpents was kind of good. Next, probably one of my favorites to come out this year. This is Soft Cult with When a Flower Doesn't Grow. This came out on January 30th. The first album from this duo out of Kitchener, Ontario. This came out, obviously, we got Pill to Swallow, which is really good. I really love that single. 16/25, really dark. Mayhem, Liturgy of Death. This came out February 6th. This is the 7th album from this black metal act from Norway, the legendary act here. Best song on the record is definitely Weep for Nothing. I think that was one of the singles. One of the darkest albums to come out this year. Next, Converge with Love Is Not Enough. This is the latest album, one of two records that came out this year from this Massachusetts metalcore act, which has Kurt Ballou, who is the guitarist, and he also produces, has worked with a lot of other bands producing it. Jacob Band's vocals are just insanely gnarly. Angus McSix and the All-Seeing Astral Eye. This is really cool. This is their second album from this power metal supergroup. We have Samuel Nyman of Manimal on vocals now, and Jasmine Paps on guitar, as well as a new drummer on board as well. But yeah, this is really cool. Got Thomas Winkler at the beginning of the opening track with the original vocalist. Of course, Fabio from Rhapsody of Fire makes an appearance on track 3. Best song on the record is definitely Technoman, which there's some German section in there that has some German lyrics in there too, which is kind of dumb though. Lamb of God, Into Oblivion. I actually got to see them this past April, and they were really good. Yeah, it's a parental advisory sticker on the bottom right. It's the back. It's the track listing. It's kind of computer generated though. Obviously, Parasocial Christ was amazing. The title track, Into Oblivion, they played that one. And obviously, they also saw them in April with Sanguisugabog and Kubla Khan, Texas, as well as Fit for an Autopsy. This is a really good album. Parasocial Christ, Sepsis, which was the first single, laid-off single that came out later last year in October, and they played that song during the encore. Immolation, Descent. This came out April 10th. This is the 12th album from this death metal titans. This was really good. Got Adversary is really good. It's really dark. And this really creepy looking art on the cover is really cool. Vomitory in Death Throes. This came out also on April 10th. You got really good stuff in here. Forgotten Country to open it up on there, which is really cool. And Rupture, really dark opener as well. Very violent lyrics on it too. At the Gates, The Ghost of a Future Dead. The last album we will likely ever get from At the Gates. And yep, this was the last recorded appearance of Thomas Lindberg, who unfortunately he died last year from cancer, and they had to, and then which obviously they recorded it in 2024. It could have been released sooner, but unfortunately, right around the same time it was recorded, Thomas had been diagnosed with an aggressive form of cancer in his mouth and had to have the roof of his mouth removed. And he underwent treatment, but the cancer kept spreading. But unfortunately, the cancer would not couldn't be eliminated, and he couldn't be saved. So he passed away in September last year at 52 years old. Next, Violet Grohl would be Sweet to Me. This is the debut from Dave Grohl's daughter. It's came out May 29th. So she did a couple of guest appearances on the previous two Foo Fighters albums before the new one, which was Medicine at Midnight and But Here We Are from 2023. And the Foo Fighters did have a new record this year, which I didn't bother to feature on here because it's kind of boring. It was kind of mad, but it got some good moments there. The new album's called Your Favorite Toy, by the way, that new Foo Fighters record. Next up, Paul McCartney, The Boys of Dungeon Lane. This dropped on May 29th as well. This is the new album from Paul McCartney, his first album since McCartney 3 in 2020. This one has Ringo Starr on the song Home to Us. Of course, you know, the only other member of the Beatles that's still alive, as both John Lennon and George Harrison are not with us anymore. So Paul McCartney and Ringo Starr are the only ones left. And finally, Olivia Rodrigo with You Seem Pretty Sad for a Girl So in Love. So really good. This is her third album. This came out on June 12th, which was the day before my birthday. And yeah, another year ender for me. Very likely another year ender for sure. After her last album, Guts, from 2023, that was a year ender. I also really liked her first album, Sour. That was also a year ender. And it was really good. So she has been on a tear since her first album in 2021 with Sour. That was a really good debut that I really enjoyed. That was the album in 2020, my album of the year for 2021, and which was really good for a pretty horrendous, otherwise really bad year, as we were dealing with a pandemic that's absolutely fucked everything up in terms of shows. And Olivia couldn't even tour till the next year because she had to get vaccinated, and they had to wait for the restrictions to ease off before she could even go out on the road. So yeah. Yeah, I'll go ahead and add in another one from the month of May. This one here. Social Distortion with Born to Kill. That one's really good too. I think it's probably the best punk album of the year. Social Distortion, absolutely amazing band too. Their first album since 2011 as well. Alright. That's my favorite albums of 2026 so far. That'll do it for now. I'll see you later.